So, in all of our lives, we experience a feeling of losslessness, a feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of confusion at some certain time. Usually, pretty consistently, we are going to feel these things. We're going to go through things. And the way that you get through is not going to be someone else coming to save you. The way that you get through is not going to be wishing or hoping. The way that you get through problems and regain certainty when you're confused, regain confidence when you're insecure, regain direction when you're lost, is actually through action. Action is what is going to allow you to regain the clarity. But you can't take action effectively if you don't have any idea what your goal is. So you must start with setting goals for your life, setting goals for yourself, for this month, for this week, for today, for this conversation you're about to have. When you have goals, it's easy to see the plays that you need to make to move forward, to make progress, and to ultimately achieve your goals. When you don't have goals, you'll always start taking action. At some point, it'll click in your mind, maybe subconsciously, that you're not going to make it anywhere because nothing's happening, nothing's changing, you're not producing results. Maybe it's a day, a week, month, a year. And at that moment, you'll stop. You'll stop trying to take action. When you have no clarity, it is hard to take action. You seem like a lazy person. What I will say is that you're not a lazy person. Any human who desperately desires something will go after it. Any human that's in enough pain in their current situation and has enough excitement on the other side of taking action will go take those actions. So that means you're not lacking willpower or discipline. You're not lazy. What you are is lacking clarity. You're lacking a goal, and therefore you're lacking direction. And when you lack direction, it's hard to get up and take action. Because why would you? If you're not going to achieve any result today, why would you take the action? So it is your job to set goals, get clear on what you want. As Naval said, stop asking yourself, what do I do? And start asking yourself, what do I want? Because what do I want tells you, it reveals what you need to be doing to achieve the goal. If you want to get fit, there's only a few ways to do it. If you want to fix your sleep pattern, there's only a few ways to do it. If you want to build confidence, there's only a few behaviors and actions to take to do it. If you want to make money, there's only a few ways to do it. Crime, business, a job. So what I'm saying is if you set goals, it becomes very easy, or very simple at least, which is not to be mixed up with easy, but it becomes very simple to take action and move towards your goals. And to start creating that vision, getting clear on that vision and setting those goals for yourself, all you need to understand is one, you need to ask yourself questions and think, what do I want? Where do I want to go? What drives me? What's important to me? What inspires me? What excites me? What do I want to get good at? And so on. Ask yourself questions. This forces your mind to think. And when you think, you'll use your imagination, you'll use your creativity, and you'll come to conclusions. Your mind cannot not give you an answer for a question you ask. Every single time you ask somebody a question, every single time you make a search into Google, every time you ask yourself a question, you get answers back. So if you want vision, start asking yourself questions. Go through your day-to-day like you normally do, and as you do so, you'll start to notice if you ask yourself a question like, what do I want? You'll start to find things and constantly see things that you want to add into that vision to become more clear over time. And that's because your awareness is now searching to solve that problem, searching to answer that question. And the second thing you need to understand about goals is that you must learn to set a goal correctly. Otherwise, a goal is completely useless. Meaning, a goal must be specific. It must have a deadline. It must have KPIs, or things you can track, so behaviors you can do every single day to actually make progress on the goal. And in a way you can track whether or not you're making progress or moving away from your goal. Because that's all you're ever doing when you're spending time taking action. You're always going forward or away from your goals. So start to only say things, believe things, and do things that move you towards your goals. And stop saying things, believing things, or doing things that move you away from your goals. And ultimately, you'll start to achieve more goals. Whether that's in your health and fitness, in your business, in your relationships, and so on. And then finally, a goal must have excitement. It must be big. You must think big because big thinkers actually stay on their goals. When you think small, when you tell yourself something like, I just want to lose 1 pound. I just want to make $1. It's not very exciting. And because it's not exciting, usually we don't stick to it. So if you want to stick to your goals more, make them exciting. Think about how amazing they'll be when you achieve them. Start attaching feelings to the outcomes. Start thinking bigger with the outcomes that you're going to produce from achieving the goal. Tell yourself, I want to make $10,000 in business, not $1. Tell yourself, I want to lose 20 pounds and put on 10 pounds of muscle, not lose 1 pound. Make your goals exciting. And once you have those 4 things, that is a well-set goal. And a goal set well is the clarity you need, or is going to give you the clarity you need to actually take action on it. When you have a goal that's vaguely set, that is a sinister goal. It is a sinister goal, and that's what I call it because it actually makes you feel like you're going somewhere. Ultimately, you're making no progress. Ultimately, you'll lose clarity on that goal because you never really had it in the first place, and you'll stop taking action. That's why you won't achieve anything, but you'll feel like you have goals. When somebody asks you, do you have goals? You're going to say, yeah, I do have goals. But these vague goals aren't useful. okay? If you have a goal for the month, let's just say, for the end of the year, there's 30 days left in the month, I want to get stronger. That goal seems like it'd be useful because you're gonna go get stronger, right? That's what you want. But the goal is useless because it's not specific enough to tell you what behaviors you need to do to actually hit your goal. You're not gonna do anything meaningful or impactful or massive, exciting, because all impactful, meaningful, massive, exciting things are intentionally done. No great person becomes great. No great goal is achieved through lack of intention, through randomness. They're just not. So you need to be intentional, and you can only be intentional if your goal is specifically set. So vague goals are the enemy. Do not set vague goals. If you have vague goals right now, just ask, how can I make this more specific? If my goal is to get stronger, it should actually be, how much muscle do I want? How much weight do I want to lose? What do I need to eat every single day? When do I need to sleep? Where am I going to work out? When am I going to work out? What am I going to wear to the workout? And what type of workouts am I going to do? Can I get a coach or a mentor or a book that will help me do these things better? What skills do I need to achieve my goals? This is how specific you have to get with your goals. Then you'll finally start achieving them.